Okay, I just want to share a few more pictures with you. The weather has not been cooperating today. Um, this is Joshua and Glaser. I don't see a date on it. My nephew Joshua and Glaser. That's a cute picture. It's got a good expression. Yeah. And here's one of the things I noticed when going through all these old pictures and stuff, and got piles and piles of them, is there's no shortage of pictures of my dad. And I guess what it was is like my mother was always kind of like into photography and stuff, and even her little her film camera and stuff. So I guess, you know, it was like probably 95% of the photos of my dad were taken by my mom. And it's like, so here's a photo of him for old famous sofa with a hat on. And then here he is, another one. It's like, I remember that t-shirt, Fred Flintstone. And this, I think, is the Blakely. The one guy is the Blakely. You can see my dad over in the corner, you know, and they're playing some, you know, keyboard. I think it's the Blakeleys, they're friends. It says May 1991 on it, but it doesn't have names. And then I ran across a picture here and there. It's like scattered. Unfortunately, like the pictures get scattered and stuff, but right now I'm trying to, you know, like, put them together and put them all in one place. But this is at my wedding reception. That's me and my dad dancing. And then this is an unusual picture. That's why I pulled it out. That's my mother, and that's me. And it looks like my mother is giving me a little kiss, which is unusual because she wasn't that affectionate. And then over on the side over here, I believe that's the man you can't see in the picture is Uncle Charles and Helen. I'm pretty sure that's them. I know they took a couple of trips here way back when. This is probably like late 50s, early 60s, you know, probably late 50s. And then here's another picture of my mother and dad. This is not in our living room. I'm not sure where it's at. I can't quite read the date on the back, the stamp date. And then this is a nice picture. It's unfortunately it's blurry, but that's my dad's brothers and his sister, and it's Bob and, let's see, I always get Bob and David, you know, Bob and John mixed up. But it's like it's Bob and John. My dad, Aunt Connie, and his brother Jimmy. The one that's missing in this picture is Tony, his brother Tony. His brother Tony moved to El Paso decades ago, you know, when he was still quite young, and I think he's 20s. This is my mother. It's like there's you know, my mother's some party. It actually says the date, 1/15/2005, dinner with elders after Pioneer meeting. And then here's a get well card. And here's the back of it. And then here they are, my parents, and I'm not quite recognizing I think that might be Irma Ulsh and somebody else. It's like, and I don't know, I'm not sure if that's their Toyota. I think it's one of the Toyotas they had. But I'm not quite recognizing it because it looks like it's black. It's an old black one, so might not have been theirs. And then here's a picture I found randomly of my friend Robin Lossing and a parrot, with her parrot. And then here is a picture of my mother with some random Joe's Witness. Actually, that might be, I think this is Irma Ulsh on the one side, so it's like on the opposite. This is my mother on this side, and on the extreme opposite over here is, I think that's Irma Ulsh. They're her friend. You know, she was friends with her for many, many years. And then here's an old picture of my dad. This was probably taken in the 50s. That's what it looks like. And then here's a picture of, I think this is my cat Toots. You know, I've been looking for pictures of my cat's Toots. I don't seem to have very many pictures, but I think that's Toots. I don't think it's Glaser. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Toots. And then here's my parents, and it looks like it's like with similar Jehovah's. I think this is a Jehovah's Witness meeting of some kind. shared that. And then my mother, you know, this kind of looks like our avocado tree that's right here. She's up on the ladder. And then another strange picture of my dad holding a picture of a gorilla. Go figure. My wonderful Aunt Joyce, my mother's sister. It says April 1959, and that's me with her, little girl. I love this picture. Just ran across it today. And then here's a picture, a really old picture of my mother. It says cold water. She looks like she's a teenager in this picture. Then here's a picture of my mother at there's actually a seagull right there. Some shoreline, you know. And here's another picture of my mother. She was probably, I would say she's a teenager there, and that's probably in Coldwater, Michigan. And here's another one I found of her. And this is, this is definitely in Coldwater because it's stamped Coldwater, Michigan. She looks like she's around 20 or something there. And then here is a picture of, let's see, 1955. June. It's like, this must be my, I'm pretty sure that's my sister Nanny. Probably about 5 months old or something like that. And then here's a picture of my mother on this daybed back in, I think it looks like a 2004, this daybed. And what's really bad is like I'm sleeping on that daybed. It's my bed. And then interesting picture of my mother holding a no nagging allowed sign, and then my dad with a picture of the two of them together. That's kind of interesting. And then another picture of my dad with Mr. Magoo and Fred Flintstone. And world famous sofa again. And then another couple more of Mr. Magoo. And then this is Bobby baptized, August 1988. I don't know, I can't think offhand who Bobby is. Yeah, I remember the name, but it doesn't have the last name on it. And then I think this was one of their Toyotas. And actually, I looked at the back. It says Sue Dalglish, a sister that lives in New York, about 3 miles from the farm. And Sue was, it's like, I was wondering if we had any pictures of her. But that's my mother. This had to be 1970s. That's my best guess, 1970s. And the people next to her that's Sue Dalglish, and I'm pretty sure that's her husband, Jack and Sue Dalglish. And I was kind of wondering if we had any pictures of them. I have a feeling we probably might have a couple more, but they were friends, and they actually lived close by to us, and then they moved back east to New York. And then here's Joshua, a picture of Joshua, and that's my rocking chair, which he used to use too when he was a little kid. And then here's a nice little picture of Apache with my wonderful dog Apache, Skipperky, and with My Little Pony, which was Josh had and last but not least, he had another picture of, I can't quite read the date on it. The date is, I think it says 04, and it's like, and I'm not sure whose living room that is. That's them together. No shortage of those pictures.